Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Evan with Saltstrong bringing you another tip video about catching speckled trout. The water temperatures are dropping, so the bite is picking up for speckled trout. So we're going to be talking which is more important in some circumstances. Winds, tides, does it really matter? So I'm actually going to be sharing with you some footage from one of my new insider reports that I am currently working on. So as you can see kind of from the footage that there was a random piece of structure that I found as the tide was actually coming from behind me, pushing me one way, but the wind actually was going the other way. And so it was pushing the bait towards me actually, and behind this little piece of structure is where the trout were stacking up on. So actually in this case, the winds overpowered the tides, and so I was able to locate the trout that way behind that little piece of structure. They were stacking up on the little piece of structure. I don't really know what it was. I think it was a little part of a boat or part of a dock maybe. I'm not really sure. But whatever it was, they were definitely using it to their advantage. And because of that, they were able to kind of stack up behind it and just ambush bait that were casually coming by. So guys, because the wind was picking up a little bit, I was able to get a little closer to those trout without really spooking them. I really believe that if there was no wind that day, then the tides would have actually been the more important factor as far as catching those fish that day. So if we were to ask ourselves which is the more important factor overall, well, the answer is both realistically, but you really want to take into consideration which is stronger on that day that you're fishing. So that's the real answer. And so you always want to make sure that you are being situationally aware of your surroundings and the conditions and what is going on around you in order to make these kind of judgment calls and say, okay, where is probably the best place that this fish is going to be at this time of the day. It was just after the tide switched and after the wind picked up that I really started to catch these trout. So guys, you really want to keep things like this into consideration when you are targeting speckled trout. Make sure that you are constantly planning trips. Make sure that you are always taking conditions and structure into consideration. You really want to keep those things in mind. Make sure that you are able to adapt to these situations that are happening on the water for you. So in this video, I was using the Alabama Leprechaun Bomber with an 1/8 of an ounce weighted hook, and that seemed to do the job. The trout were stacked up in about 4 to 5 feet of water, which was the perfect kind of depth for that day. So guys, I really think anything heavier or lighter would have not been as effective as far as catching those trout in that specific spot that day. So the right tackle is important. I was able to keep that lure kind of right in front of their faces in the middle of the water column, so they were just able to ambush up a little bit and snag my lure. Guys, keep in mind that I have never fished this area before, so if you want the full insider report, make sure you go to saltstrong.com, become an insider. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you're new to Saltstrong, just know that we're the #1 online fishing club out there because we actually guarantee we're going to help you catch more fish, not only with tips and in-depth courses, but also our new Smart Fishing Spots app that actually tells you exactly where the fish will be feeding, as well as the best times of day to fish there, plus so much more. You'll also save tons of money with tackle discounts and make tons of new fishing friends in the insider community. So thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you in the insider community soon.